Good afternoon. Welcome to the TheoTrade afternoon video. I'm Blake Young. Today is February 5th, 2026, and we're going to talk about the high-level view of what just happened today that will predict the next month to 2 months in the larger asset classes. And to start with, we're going to start with the S&P 500. The S&P 500 has created what I consider likely confirmed this double top. We talked about this earlier in the day. We traded through this low. We have a high, a low, a high, and we broke that low, and we closed almost perfectly at that low. So it looks like we broke out. We may need a little bit of a push tomorrow morning, but it does look like we've confirmed that double top, and therefore we're looking for this to go from that 697 level to a 677 level and repeat that, which means we're talking about a minimum of a target of 657. Now 657 is going to bring us all the way down here, in essence erasing all gains back into the very low point of November. If it gets through there, it's not just a double top forming, it's a double top into a full reversal. And it does mean that we could continue to see this fall potentially all the way down to 627. The first target, though, is that $20 move in the S&P 500. As we're watching this, we're looking for the setups for that and confirming in individual stocks, which is fine, which is great. And obviously, we're going to fade the technology sector and the consumer discretionary with how much they've been selling off. But I would add to that mix that we can also fade and sell basic materials and the commodities, where we are still seeing the sell-off in that move, and we are probably not done with the decline of commodities. The only sector that did well today was utilities, and that is because bonds did well, and utilities are oftentimes used as a fixed income substitute. So bonds did well. They closed flat. They were climbing, but they closed well. They're the only ones that closed positive. So we are watching for a utility trade. We're looking for things that give us good dividends. We've been talking about this for the last 2 weeks. These are the moves and the shifts on the big picture that we have seen coming to us. And by playing into those low beta, high dividend, fixed income type trades, we've been able to avoid risk during this fall. And those things are only being confirmed further. If we take a look at bonds and the bond movement today, going over to the ZN, we'll shift this to the IEF here momentarily. This, for me, finished the day as a buy signal where we'd expect it to go up to 112 and 18.30 seconds. Well, that's 10.30 seconds. It's not a lot as far as ZN is concerned, but you wouldn't be doing it for just ZN. You'd be doing it for that dividend or the interest rate that's paid. So if you take a look at IEF, IEF did a similar move. It's up here right at the edge of that. So if we can get that little follow through, I would be looking at this move from 96.7 to 96.86, and we're looking at about a 1% move. Again, it doesn't have to go up. It has to not go down and collect the dividend. But utilities on the big stage are really the opportunity to collect a dividend like bonds. And even NextEra, which had gone really far, had bounced up from 80 to 90. Today's pullback didn't even complete or stay below the gap. So I still like stocks like NextEra, Dominion, Duke, even SRE that's had a harder time, or Sempra, as opportunities to get into positions that will pay us a dividend, that have low beta or do not move as volatile as the market, to the tune of 1/3 as much volatility while still paying dividends on par with the fixed income or the U.S. bonds and notes. I do want to highlight consumer staples, which has treated us very well, and we've been very bullish in consumer staples. We've kind of reached this key level. We bumped up against that top level almost perfectly, and we actually closed inside. I commented in the main room, today is the day to either take profits or at least protect these areas with a tight stop. Whether you're in Procter & Gamble, whether you're in Kroger's, whether you're in these consumer staples, I would consider moving up your stop and protecting your trade. It's kind of hit a key level. It's run up a lot. We've seen a major gain, 13 to 15% on the ETF, and individual stocks inside of the consumer staples have run even larger moves up and still paid dividend. And even stocks like Costco that have rallied aggressively off the lows and rallied up to this point. This is a fair price level. It's reached the fair price for the month. You can see it's gapped up and closed down. It did not fill the gap, so it does not need to be shorted. It does not even have to have profit taken, but I would definitely protect this trade. And so whichever ones you're in, we're protecting we're exiting energy, we're exiting consumer staples, and we're saying, okay, where's the next place? And it appears to be long dollar positions or leveraged dollar positions, because money is moving into cash, money is moving into bonds, and money has broken free out of the S&P 500, and we've seen across the board selling in all the stock sectors except for utilities, and primarily in basic materials and technology. And that's where we're going to start looking for short signals and selling call verticals and collecting premium while this market is remaining volatile and unsure. As a quick example, you can see ASTS, which is in the technology space, gapped down, closed down through that zero line. Now, you could wait until it closes below 88.73, but let's just quickly look at the options and see what would we get paid if we sold options against this, sold calls against this. Up here, we know that the barrier is as close as 99.57, because if it gets back above that, we'll shift our posture back into bullish, but kind of the line in the sand, I'd say, is 110. And I personally like selling about 3 weeks worth and selling deltas between 30 and 40. And if I'm going to sell a delta between 30 and 40 here, the spreads are a little bit wide, so watch what happens. We're going to click on that one to sell. We're going to click on the next strike out to buy, going out to the 105, 106, and we're looking to get paid that 37 cents. If we can get paid 37 cents, this trade works. The problem is the spreads are really wide. So tomorrow or the next day, what you want to do is work that order to see if you can sell that premium and collect that. If you can collect that 37 to 38 cents with a delta near 38, that means you will need to be right 63% of the time, and this tells you you're going to be right at least that often, if not more. So the probabilities and the premiums work well by selling call verticals up here. The question is whether you can get the fill on that trade where the spreads are so wide. But it is the end of the day. We just had the market close. These might tighten down tomorrow, but there's going to be opportunity and there's going to be premium in these markets. The issue is right now, at the time of this recording, the spreads are really wide because the market's closed. We would do the same thing on XLK. We'd try to sell the 139 call and buy the 140 call and get paid at least that same 35 to 40 cent return, so that we have equal to better odds, if not a 2 to 3% edge in selling premium. I think there's going to be lots of opportunities to sell premium against technology, communications, basic materials, and there's going to be opportunities to take directional trades in utilities that pay you the dividends, or even in consumer staples that have low beta and high dividend stocks. We're going to continue with that message, and we'll continue to watch and ride out the volatility. It's going to be great. Thanks for watching. Join us again tomorrow, and have a fantastic night.